Hope everybody was doing well today. Got some cool stuff for you. All right, well, let's get set up over here. There we go. All right. Hello, hello. Welcome into the live, everybody. My name is Brandon. I do this every Thursday for Harvey Industries International. So we got some cool stuff going on today. For those of you who followed along last week, we did some unboxing, some Bridge City tools, and I'll show you kind of what we got going on here. So the reason we did that unboxing was because we're doing this. We're gonna be building a display for them. So it's gonna be super fun, I think, just getting everything organized and figuring out kind of how I want to build it. So essentially what I'm going to be doing is this 4x8 sheet is going to be standing upright. And then all these are going to be, it's based on basically building like a tool wall, if you will. And then everything's not going to be sitting flat on here. What I'm going to do is build, let me bring you over here so I can show you my sketch. This is a side view, my sketchbook here. So this is going to be the side. As you see, kind of I got little planes sticking out here. So I'm going to build kind of some slanted shelves that come down. And that's going to kind of house some of the tools as well as have some area up top here to hang some of the flat tools off of. And then I got kind of the feet to hold everything up. Hopefully those will be substantial enough. So that's what I got going on right now. And it's going to be pretty fun because I'm going to do a color scheme that I'm gonna try to match kind of what we got going on with the Bridge City stuff. I'm gonna do kind of the gray color with some orange highlights in there, as well as do the whole background kind of this black color. Have some black stain and stuff. I was doing a little, over here I was doing a little samples, some different stains and stuff. So that's what we got going on today. I'm a little winded right now. I just had to run out real quick to my car and get something, so a little bit winded, but I think I'm good to go. So I have a loose plan for the day. Before I get into it, we do have something to announce today. Let me get you guys set up here a little bit more. How's that? It's not bad, not bad. There we go. So big announcement, we will be at AWFS. Now, for those of you who don't know what that stands for, I had to look it up too because I forgot what it stood for, but it's Association of Woodworking and Furnishings Suppliers. So that's a mouthful. That's why we just say AWFS. But you guys are going to want to check it out. We're going to have some big news that we're going to be releasing there. So we'll be there. They're having it, let's see, July 25th to 28th. And it's going to be located in Las Vegas. So hey, if you ever needed an excuse, now's your excuse to go to Las Vegas. We're going to be there as well as a bunch of other companies and everything, but we do want to meet you guys. I personally want to meet you guys. I'll be there. So looking forward to kind of hanging out, just kind of chilling and talking to you guys, doing some, we're going to have all the tools on display. So you guys will be able to feel it in person. We'll have a lot of the Harvey Industries saws and everything there as well for you guys to see, look at the quality, all that stuff. So you're gonna wanna be there. Check it out. Again, that's AWFS and July 25th to 28th, located in Las Vegas. So we'll be updating you guys as we go on that. That's actually what the display is gonna be for. So if you wanna check out what I'm building today, come on down, we'll be there. So that's just a little tidbit before we get started. Yeah, so I think, again, I'm just kind of still planning everything as I'm going with this display build, but I think it's going to be pretty fun. So like I said, I have the 4x8 sheet, and it's a 3/4 inch maple sheet that I'm going to use as the back. So a very kind of substantial piece of plywood there. And then I think I'm going to use, these are just I think they're dug for 4x4s, but I'm going to mill them up a little bit so that they're not just kind of raw 4x4s. I'm going to mill them up to size and then also build these kind of like these feet here. Oh, and one thing I didn't mention is I'm trying to get, let me bring you over here to my sketch. There we go. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, with the design, I had a few different designs going, but I kind of landed on this one. So these, don't mind these lines coming up here and through here. Those are just where I'm going to be putting screws and attaching everything. But the main component here is going to be, I just want it to resemble the pieces, right, that are going to be hanging on it. So basically what I'm going to do is create kind of this idea here with this whole inlaid orange piece. I'm going to be inlaying kind of some orange piece inside this to kind of mimic what we got going on with all these tools. So that's going to be kind of cool. I'm just trying to give a little nod to the actual tools while building the display. Also trying to stick with the color scheme that Bridge City Tools has going on. So yeah, I think it's going to turn out pretty great. So I think, yeah, like I said, I'm still figuring it out. Still trying to get kind of the dimensions and stuff going. So it might be a little bit slow today as I'm kind of, brainstorming and trying to mark all these out and figure out kind of what dimensions I want and how I'm going to attach everything. But yeah, follow along. I think it'll be really fun for you guys to watch today. So, and again, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. If you guys missed it, my name is Brandon, and I'm with Alder Craftsmanship. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. I'm just gonna get to it. I'll kind of narrate a little bit as I go along. For those of you on Instagram, if the audio is a little bit hard to hear, I do have a mic on, and that's going to be on YouTube. So go to Harvey Industries International or Harvey Industries Woodworking, the channel live on YouTube, and then you'll get better audio there. So if you're on Instagram, hop on over to YouTube, check that out. A little bit better audio. So without further ado, I'm going to get into it. Get started here. So I think, so these are, what I've come up with so far is these are going to be kind of the base for my legs to kind of support that long, tall piece. And then, like I said, I'm going to mill these down so they're not just straight up 4x4s, because I want it to have a little bit better dimensions than that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now, is what dimensions I actually want. And I do have to also consider how I'm going to be inlaying that piece inside the triangle. Just like this. This is what I have to basically create. And it's inset inside. So I have to figure out how I'm going to do that. And I have an idea. Hopefully it works. So let me just make sure the cameras are all set up here correctly. We'll get you guys aligned, situated. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Got Van Stray Designs, Hula's Woodworks joined, Andrea 1321 joined, C3 Carpentry. Thanks guys for watching. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Okay, so also something I did too is let me show you real quick. So in one of the lives that I did, I was using this, but I didn't have this fitting to connect the hose, so it got kind of messy. Let me see if you guys can even see what I'm talking about here. Okay. So this hose fitting right here, I actually didn't even have one of the times, but I just found it. I brought it in, so now I think I'm able to use this without making a total mess. So I do need to figure out what, like I said, what dimensions I want to do for the legs and everything, as well as how I want to attach everything. So I think what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to use 1/2" ply for the inlay, and then I might want something like 1 inch on either side. So maybe we're looking at 2.5 then for the total. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna mill these down to 2.5. And then I'll keep the full, should I keep the full 3.5? Yeah, I think I'll keep, no, I'll go down to 3. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mill these down to 2.5. Oh, 2.5. Yeah, I'll go to 2.5 by 3 inches. So that's what I want to do. And I think before I start milling up stuff, I think I want to get some other pieces cut. That way I have them ready to go. And also I need to consider how they're going to attach to the actual piece itself. Okay, let me show you guys what I got going on here. So essentially, I think I'm going to use a 2x4 on the side to add some rigidity. So I got a 2x4 going up on the side here. So I'm going to be using that as kind of the side piece, and then I have to have essentially kind of what we're going to be doing. Let me see if you guys can even see here. Let me back you up a little bit. Sorry for the wobbly camera action. Essentially what we're going to be doing is creating something. Let's do it the opposite way. So something like this. And it's going to need to attach to this 2x4. So I just have to figure out, like, the dimensions for these parts. I kind of know what I want, but then attaching it to this is going to be something I have to figure out. So I think it shouldn't be too hard to figure out. But yeah, because I want it to be wider than 1.5, which is the 2x4, because I just don't really like that look, the 1.5 inch. So I gotta figure it out here. And then also I'm gonna be building some, basically, I don't know if you can see, but I got some kind of strips of the tools going across here and here, and those are gonna be where my shelves are gonna go. So I'm gonna have a shelf from here across, and that's gonna kind of slant out, and then from here across going and slanting out as well. And then all the stuff up top here is just gonna be anchored on there, kind of flat. Obviously able to be removed. And then I'm gonna use this and kind of bump that off the wood and have a little bit of space around it. I haven't figured out if I'm gonna do any backlighting on that or not. Still in the talks about that, but. So let me figure out what I wanna do for these guys, because essentially this has to attach to that somehow. I just have to figure out how I wanna do it. Now if I have 2.5, I have 2.5, then minus 1.5 is 1 inch. Yeah, I could do, if I did 2.5 wide, I could basically just cut out a notch in this and then sandwich it on there and have a 1/2 inch on either side, and then tack it in there with some brads or some glue and screws or something. So I might just try to do that. But either way, I'm gonna get these figured out and milled down. And then I need to figure out for dimensions, I need to figure out how far this one's gonna come out and how far the slant is gonna be going back into it. So might have to do some sketching here. Honestly, sometimes the easiest thing to do, sorry guys, I have to move these cameras around. Sometimes the easiest thing to do is just to sketch it out on a physical layout so you can kind of see what we've got going on. So that's kind of what I'm gonna do right now. Okay, so real shaky cameras today. I think we'll go on this corner here just so we can see everything. So I'm just gonna see how square this edge is here. Looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna use that as reference. I'm gonna lay this on there. Essentially what I want to do is create like a 30-degree angle. I'm just gonna set my angle real quick. All right, so this is my angle that I want coming down. It's about a 30-degree angle. So now if I have 30 degrees, I just need kind of a longer piece here. Obviously this is not super accurate, but I don't really have I'm just trying to get a rough idea of what we're looking at here for kind of length. That looks about right. Let's put it here. Okay, so that's kind of my triangle I need to create there. And then I need them to come down in here if I'm doing 3. This is always the fun, confusing part here, laying everything out and trying to and I do need to refinish this table anyways, so I'm not too worried about, marking it up. So if we have there, come over 3 inches. Actually, that would be pretty dang close to what I need. Okay, that's easy enough. And then let me just kind of get a rough length on this one here. Call it 37 would give it a little bit of length. Okay, so I'm just gonna run over and chop 2 at 37 inches so that I can start milling them up. So I will be right back. 2 at 37 inches. Hello everybody, thanks for joining. Let's see here. So, Wood TV says one of the cons with that planer, the little chip extractor is trash when connected to the dust collector. I have to clean mine out periodically. Yeah, to be honest, I haven't even used mine that much. Like, this is mine. I haven't even used it that much to where I've noticed that kind of stuff. It could be your dust collector too, but also I know it depends on the type of chips and shavings. They can get caught in the little dust collection port there. But yeah, we'll give it a shot today and see what happens. See if we can get it figured out. So I do need these at 30 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the ends at 30 degrees, both of them. Just gonna mark it for reference so I know which ends I'm cutting here. Now I did have an idea to make the sides and everything out of maple because the plywood is maple as well, but just due to budget issues and everything else, I'm just gonna try to use what I have right now, which is 4x4s. So hopefully we can get away with just using these today and then figure out what else I need. So I'm gonna go cut a couple 30 degrees on these. Be right back. All right, 30 degrees, cut on them. So now I'm just gonna kind of set these roughly with what we got going on. So that's kind of how that's gonna be. All right. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and start milling these down, and then I can kind of do the same process once I'm ready to build the shelves as well. Oh, I should say, these are actually going to be not only supporting the plywood standing upright, but also I'm gonna build some that support the sides of the shelves. So they are gonna have to be kind of substantial to hold all the tools up and everything. So I'm gonna get this planer going and See if this dust collection port helps. Hopefully it does. All right. That's stuck on there. There we go. Perfect. Is it all the way up here? Let's bring you guys a little closer over here. Here we go. So I need to go up to 3.5 inches because that's what these 4x4s are at. All right. There's 3.5. Just gonna bring it down, and I'm gonna do switch. This has two functions. It has 179 cuts per inch for finishing, and then 96 cuts per inch for dimensioning. So I'm just gonna do the dimensioning. Hopefully we'll get it passed through here a little bit quicker. All right, so that's good. Now let's see if we can reach over here. What we got going there? All right. And I'm gonna grab my headphones because it's gonna be very loud. And I apologize in advance for if the audio on the lives is very loud, because this planer, like I said, it's not a quiet one. So we'll test it out, make sure it's going. Okay, dust collection on. I'm just making sure I got everything in the right direction here. I'm going to be doing now is I'm just going to hop over to the table saw here and start ripping them down on that, just because it's going to take, I think it's just going to take too many passes on the planer, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that on the table saw here. And swing this out of the way for just a minute. Oh man, I tripped the breaker, guys. All right, well, give me just a second. All right, guys, I gotta be right back. I have to go reset the breaker, and it's all the way on the other side of the warehouse. So I'll be back in just a minute. I'll be right back. Thank you. Oh no, my magnet. All right, folks, we're back. Got some little issue there, but we're back. Okay, so let's get back into it. Now, where did I put that? There it is. All right. All right, we're good to go now. Much quicker. Now we got the majority of it out of the way. I'm going to jump back over to here. we're gonna kind of finish it on this to get that clean plane. These are looking good so far. I have my 3 inches there, and I need 2.5 there. Alright, so I'm going to send them through one time just to get a clean edge, and then I'll finish it on the table saw. This is really cool. Look at this. It's like there's ripples around it, like a pond or something. If you guys can see that or not, it's pretty cool. We're on those knots. Okay. Now we're gonna run over to the table saw and rip these down 2.5. Swing you guys around here. And I don't need to be like super precise with this just because it is going to be like a large display, so I'm not too worried about getting it really precise or anything like that. It's not going to be like a fine woodworking piece of furniture or anything. This one I should be able to get in one pass. Final dimension there. Back over to the bench. All right, just an update for you guys. For anybody that's new watching, we are building a display wall for the Harvey Industries and Bridge City Tools. That's what we got going on here. So right now, this is going to be our backer, this whole plywood sheet here. We're going to have some 2x4s going up the sides, which we're going to paint and stain. And then right now what I'm working on is going to be kind of the support legs for the sides. Make sure everything stands upright. So turn you guys. See, there we go. All right, so I got kind of my final dimensions on these. Obviously, still need to be sanded, and I'm gonna round these over with some hand planes a little bit later. But this is essentially what we got going on here. So we're gonna have that, and then this is gonna come just like that. So that's what I need to make right there. That's what we're looking for, that shape. So I have to figure out, this should be, figure out what that angle is here. Use this. It's kind of fun to be able to use Bridge City tools while I'm building a display for Bridge City. So let's see here. I'm not even sure how I could figure this out. Angles are hard sometimes. Just because I'm gonna figure out, maybe I do it like this. That's 65-ish, 65. Oh, I guess I could just mark it and use this to, well, no, that won't go far enough. Just gonna do some quick math real quick. Okay, I think it'd be 60 degrees then. I'm just gonna double check that. Okay, so let me just see something real quick. So that's the angle. All right, sweet. It is 60 degrees. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, these are all dimensioned up. Have that like that. I'm gonna cut some 60 degrees on these so that they sit with that one. So jumping back over to the table saw. We got our nifty sliding table going on here. So I have it set at 60 degrees. Should be able to just slide it right through, maybe. I don't know if it'll actually reach. Oh no. How can I do that? I'm trying to think here if I need to adjust this to slide it down more, I think. Whoa. Still trying to figure all these tools out here. Could do that. Go through like that, but then it's just starting to hit there. All right, well, I'm gonna try something else real quick. All right, guys, swing it back over here. A lot of back today, sorry about that. And 60 degrees does work. So we got these lined up now. That, all the way down there. Bam. That's what we got. And just to see here what, okay. Yeah, that's looking good. It's lining up nice. Very nicely. Okay, let me cut the other one. Sweet. Here we go. that. And this one should be the same thing. Bam. Just like that. These, I think I need to cut yeah, one of them's slightly longer than the other. So I just need to trim one of them down. Shouldn't be an issue. So we got about an eighth. Excellent. Exactly what I'm looking for. Perfect. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. These planes line up. Exactly what I wanted. Okay, so now, is this 1.5 inches? It is 1.5 inches. So I have to notch out so that these are gonna sit into. So that'd be kind of a fun thing to do. I'll have to figure that out. Okay, so one thing I do need to do is I need to router out inside here a groove for that orange piece to sit in. Because if you remember in the beginning, I was talking about insetting a little orange piece like this. So I'm going to inset that in the middle of the board here so it kind of mimics this look. So that's what I'm going to go for. And I think I'm going to do that with the router. Just going to router out a groove on the insides here. And then obviously stop it before the end here so you don't see a big gap on the end. So I need to set the router up with I think I'll use a 1/2 inch. Let me just double check this plywood here. Okay, yeah, we'll set it up with a 1/2 inch router bit. So I'll grab. Okay. So let me grab this cord here. And we're gonna bring you guys over to the router table. All right, now watch me see if I can set this thing up correctly. Take that off for now. Set it aside. And there's some tools around here somewhere. There we go. That's easy. Make sure this is unplugged first. All right, unplugged, good to go. I'm gonna unlock it so I can raise it up. I'm just gonna go all the way up. Before, whoa, tripping over stuff. Before I get started, let me see if I have a 1/2-inch router bit that I can use. That would be helpful. 1/2 inch, perfect, look at that. And this is from one of our sponsors, Bits and Bits. Another 1/2-inch shank. This is upcut, short fluke compression. If I'm being honest, I don't even know what that means. This one looks like a 1/2 inch as well. I'm just gonna go with this one because it seems like it would do the job really well. So we're gonna go with that one. I'm most curious why routers do this. It has like a secondary lock on it. It's like loose, and then it locks again, and then you have to go again. I was curious why it does that, but then it comes out fine. Looks like I do need to change out the actual chuck part. Let's see if I can find a 1/2 inch. There we go. And this is our router top table and fence and whole setup, but this is actually a Bosch router, just so you guys know. And I believe you can use most routers with this setup. Kind of a universal jig going. This thing is awesome. Huge shout out to Bits and Bits for sending us these. Look at this guy. That thing is wild. And it's really sharp too. So I shouldn't have any problem going through this stuff. Get that seated in there. Good squeeze, not too tight. And we can lower it back down. If you want to do this quicker, I suppose you could use like a drill, as long as you don't overdo it. That's just a hex key here. This little handle's really easy to use though. So now we're gonna, I'm gonna use a smaller guide, or what do you call those? There we go. Okay, pop this out for a second. Lock this back in place. Just snug. All right, now I have to figure out how deep I want to inset it in there. I don't need to go too deep. I'm just gonna do like 3/4. And I'm just gonna use this as like a rough guide. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna set it where it is right now. That should be plenty good. Oh, you know what? I am gonna do it exact, because it's just gonna be easier down the road doing it exact. So let me get my little square over here. Man, this thing is one of my favorite tools I've used from Bridge City. It's so accurate, so easy to use. Set it. Super precise. Lock it down. Nice and square, not going anywhere. And then you can just set your depth here. And this depth adjustment on this is super nice because you can do it really, oh, actually, that's the lowest I can go with it. And that's actually pretty close. I mean, it's like it's just a tiny bit off, so I'm just gonna call that good. Just gonna set it right there, and then lock this down. Not too tight, just firm. Put all your tools aside. Now I just need to square this up to make sure it's centered on my board. So 2.5, so I need 1.25 inches. And the way I'm just gonna do that is gonna be super quick and easy. Where did I just, oh, there it is. So we're gonna do 1.25. And then, let's see, I need 1.25 to the center. So I need 1 inch on either side actually, so I'm just gonna set this at. Set this at 1.5. Because the bit should be, let me just see. Yeah, the bit is exactly half. So then, if I set this there, I do need to fiddle with this thing a little bit more so I can figure out how to get this. There is like a precision adjustment on this fence. I need to figure that out. So you just eyeball it, see if it looks like it's centered. Yeah, it looks good. This is gonna be the bottom back. So I'm just gonna do a quick test on that and make sure that it's where I want it. So I got the air hooked up. I do need to plug this in. So let me see here. Need another extension cord. All right, extension cord found. Let's see if it's good to go. It's not plugged in. All right, now we're good to go. button. There it is. Made a mistake. That's not the right bit I should be using. I think I need the, let's see, upcut. Yeah, I think I'm gonna swap it out just because this one feels a lot, it's like really aggressive. Really aggressive, and I'm not really comfortable doing that. So I'm gonna swap it out for a different one. And I did unplug this. I'll get my tools back out here. loosen is that way. Well, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and that was not the right thing to do there. I'm hoping this other one will be a little bit better, not as aggressive. I mean, it's still be aggressive, but that one back. Yeah, I definitely need to do my research a little bit more into the different types of bits and everything, because obviously these are totally different bits. Okay, firm. Start to lower it down. And that's always why you do test cuts too, because sometimes you make a mistake and you don't want to screw up your actual piece, so much better to do it on a test cut than on your final piece. Alright, so let's get that reset here. About 3/4 inch. And maybe I'm just taking a too aggressive pass at it. Maybe I need to start like halfway. Work up to it. Because it just felt super aggressive, and definitely I wasn't comfortable with it, so. Also, I need to get these fences lining up a little bit. Do not remember. I know there are adjustments on these but I don't remember how to. See, I'm hitting a tiny bit there. Maybe I need to dial this back. Would that do it? Ah, that's it. I'm still hitting a tiny bit there. That might be the actual piece of wood too, is a little warped. Yeah, it's a little bowed, so. Okay, and then what do we say here? Okay. Oh, I know why I was having trouble centering it. It was because I didn't do exactly 3 inches like I said I was going to. Or excuse me, 2.5. No, I did do 2.5. So it should be 1.5. should be where I want it. Now I'm actually going to use one of the RG1s. Just put a little pressure on it. See if that'll keep it in place a little bit better. Then I'm running into that issue where I'm hitting there. I wonder if it does the same thing if I turn it around. I think it's just this piece, honestly. All right, well, I'm gonna go for it. Just see what happens. Much better. This versus this. Alright, so let's flip you around here. Let's put you guys right here. And then I'll show you what we got going on. So, we have a groove in this one. Got a groove in that one. And I didn't go all the way to the end because I didn't want it showing right here. Because it's gonna sit like that. So now, I have like a slot. Goes all the way in here, and here. Then I'm gonna put another piece inset in there. It's gonna stick up, I'd say probably another 3/4. And then it's gonna give the effect of this little orange piece in there. That's what we're going for. So I'm actually gonna stain it orange, kind of an orangey color. And then these are gonna be kind of like a silver color. So it's gonna have kind of like a little accent like that. And then these are gonna be attached. I'm gonna have a back piece on there as well. That'll have these two connected. So that's kind of what we got going on. I'm happy with where these are going so far. Definitely still got to do a little bit of work with them. I'm gonna round the corners off a little bit, soften things up with the hand plane and everything. But yeah, you guys get the idea of where it's going. So I'm gonna keep working on it. Next week we're gonna keep rolling. So hopefully we'll be able to get the legs done. I'll start putting some stain on the back piece as well, and then laying out kind of some of the shelves and everything. So I think we got a good progression going today with the little live that we did. So yeah, I'm looking forward to being at the convention that we'll be at. So little tidbit again, let me see here. So just so you guys know again, this I'm building for the Bridge City Tool display that's going to be at the AWFS. It's the Association of Woodworking and Furnishings Suppliers. And that's going to be July 25th to 28th in Las Vegas. And we do have some really big stuff that we're going to be revealing. So you guys are definitely going to want to check it out. Definitely try to make it out in person because we want to meet you guys. We want to ask questions and give answers about like all the Harvey stuff, all the Bridge City stuff. And honestly, we just love to connect with you guys. So we just really appreciate kind of all your support that you've given us and the business and everything. So yeah, just want to say thanks again. And I think it's gonna be it for my live today. So let's do a little shot here. All right, guys. Well, thanks again. I'm gonna keep rolling on the project, but hope you enjoyed the live today. It was a little bit kind of just milling and kind of getting stuff to dimensions, figuring out some angles, routering in some grooves, some slots for some different stuff going on. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be here next week, 12 p.m. Pacific time, every Thursday. Again, my name is Brandon, so I really enjoy doing this for you guys. And if you guys have any suggestions or comments about anything, questions, definitely hit them up in the comments. Check out our YouTube page. We got a lot of videos on there about kind of all the tools and everything. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm out for the day. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Thursday and have a great weekend, guys. So that's it for me. All right. Peace.